Contribute to the needs of the saints and seek to show hospitality. Romans 12, verse 13. This verse, depending on which translation you read it in, encourages us to show hospitality, to practice hospitality, or to pursue hospitality. Hospitality carries with it the idea of helping someone to feel at home, to feel like they belong. One of the disciples that seemed to have a knack for this was Andrew. He was always bringing people to Jesus and introducing them. Take, for instance, Peter. It was Andrew that brought Peter to Jesus and introduced them. The connection was obviously a strong one, and Peter went on to be a great leader in the early church. It was Andrew that brought the lad with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread to Jesus. Wow, what a lifetime memory for that little boy as he witnessed Jesus multiply his small contribution and feed over 5,000 people. In John 12, we read of some Greeks who wanted to meet Jesus. They initially make their request of Philip, but the request is passed on to Andrew. And it's Andrew that connects these Greeks with the Savior of the world. Our role can be equally important in connecting people with the one who is the way, the truth, and the life. When someone visits the church, it's critical that those of us that are already part of the church family reach out to them and show them hospitality. The inadvisable way to approach them is to enthusiastically say, "Are you new here?" It's quite possible that this person you thought was a visitor has been sitting on the other side of the sanctuary and for the first time made their way to a seat in your vicinity. Far better to approach them with a smile and say, "I don't think we've met," and then introduce yourself. You may find out it's their first time, but you also may find out it's their 7th time, but the first time in your section. Pursuing hospitality is critical because for some people, it may be the difference between them coming again and them never coming again. You might think to yourself, what we really need is a welcoming committee, to which I would say, no, we're all part of the welcoming committee. Is it easier at the end of the service to make a beeline to people you know well? Of course it is. But I would challenge you to make it a habit to make a beeline to those you haven't yet met instead. It's not necessarily easy, but it's definitely important. May the Lord continue to bring seekers to our church so that we can practice hospitality and by His grace be the church family that He uses to nurture them in the faith and give them a place to grow, serve, and be encouraged. We won't always get it right, but Christ stands ready to forgive, heal, and restore us so that like Andrew of old, we can practice hospitality and help people get connected to Jesus. Press on in the Lord.